15 British culture shocks. American in the UK. Let's go.
I love the UK, but there's definitely some things that shocked me when I got here. And probably the first one is how much nature there is. You know, when you...
Nature? I was not expecting that as a shock. We have nature. Totally kidding. All right, let's see what she's got to say.
A lot of us tourists think about going to London, but really the UK is so much more. And being here in Northern England, I'm just shocked by the number of parks and cycling routes and just nature that there is everywhere, even in a big city like Manchester. But unfortunately, with that comes some allergies, and it seems like I've gotten allergies for the first time in my life being here in the spring. And I guess it's hay fever because a lot of my friends have it as well. And from what they...
You've never gotten allergies in your whole life, but you can get them in the UK? I didn't know that. I don't have any allergies other than alcohol. All right, so I'm allergic to one thing, and it's alcohol, certain types of alcohol. But yeah, I've never had any plants or anything have an allergic reaction to. I hope that doesn't happen.
They've said it's caused a lot by these yellow rapeseed oil flowers that are in bloom everywhere. So yeah, I've been having like all the symptoms. I'm sure you know what they are if you had them too, like itchy, watery eyes and sneezing and stuffy nose and stuff like that. So I've been suffering a little bit from that that I didn't expect. But fortunately, the medicine here is really cheap, and like you can get allergy medicine over the counter for like 50 cents or 50p or £1 or something. Something that I'm still adjusting to is how friendly the people are here in Northern England. It's genuinely shocking after 2 months of being here. I still haven't fully adapted to this aspect. Like, I'm still caught off guard when strangers just say, hiya, or the guy at the flower shop is like, hello, love, like as if he knows me. And it just kind of permeates every level of society from just...
That's nice. I don't think I've heard that either from England. I don't know. Isn't that the stereotype that we have? Like where we're really friendly? I'm happy to hear it. Maybe because it's like up in the north, which I would imagine is a little bit more rural, so people are probably, I don't know, just more cordial, I would assume.
And
it's good to hear, though.
It kind of permeates every level of society, from just people walking down the street or out in the forest to the people working at the airport, people in shops, restaurants, and even new friends that you make. I've been just so blown away by how kind and generous the people are. Like people who I've only known for a couple days or a couple weeks, and they're like offering to pick me up at the train station or take me to the airport or help me with stuff with my career and hobbies and mentor me in music production. And like, when's the last time that one of your friends offered to take you to the airport, right? Like, it doesn't happen. They just be like, get an Uber.
Never. Yeah, never. I mean, I don't have too many friends. I'm really busy with family and kids, but yeah, the friends that I have, if I ask them to take me to the airport, they might do it, but I got family. They drive me to the airport.
But here, people are like, what can I do to help you? Or do you want to come to this house party? Do you want to meet my friends? Do you want me to introduce you to these people? And
that's
don't
so
say
nice
it's
to
just
hear.
Because I'm a girl. Like it's everyone. And just the other day I was having drinks with my friends that I've known for like 2 weeks. And one of the guys that was there named Mark, he was really cool. And he left, and my other friend was like, oh no, like Mark's leaving. And he had just met him the day before, and they are two British guys, and they had bonded in one day and had become the best of friends. And like other guys that I've met that have been friends for 2 weeks, like everyone treats each other the same, whether you've known them for 2 weeks or 2 months or 20 years. The other day I was just walking through this neighborhood called Ancoats, and people were just waving to each other, smiling, like security guards, people sitting at tables. And I ended up in this 15-minute conversation with a woman who was just standing outside of a restaurant. And that kind of stuff just doesn't happen where I'm from. Coming here.
I'm so happy to hear this because, yeah, as much as like you guys hear about the news of the US, where you're probably like, it's a war zone, like you're going to get shot. What we hear about the UK is you're going to get stabbed and robbed if you go to the UK, specifically London, of course. But I love breaking down these, like, just this false narrative that we get sometimes with exactly what she's saying right now. It's a breath of fresh air.
This park. Some guy passed me on his bike and he's like, oh, sorry. People apologize for even passing you on the sidewalk. So it's kind of funny, but I really like it. I have noticed, however, that people are also really blunt. This is most noticeable in restaurants, actually. I can't tell you how many people I've heard send stuff back to the kitchen because it wasn't right. The eggs are too cold, the bread wasn't toasted enough, whatever. But it's not like they're complaining, it's just that they're being very assertive. And whereas people do that in the United States as well, I think we're more likely to just kind of suck it up and be like, oh, this isn't what I ordered, but I'll just eat it anyway. Or everyone else has their food, so you don't want to send it back.
That is 100% me. I don't know. I mean, it depends who you're with. Everyone's a little different. I know plenty of people, especially like my mom, will freaking, there's always something wrong with the meal. She has to send it back or change something or make a complaint about something. Whereas like if I get something, if I order a steak and I order it medium rare and it comes out medium, I'm like, whatever. I'll just freaking eat it. I'm not going to complain.
But here, no. People are like, this is wrong. Take it back. So they do like to joke as well.
Okay.
And kind of like give you a hard time, especially me, because I don't know what they're saying half the time with all of the slang. So if people do that to you, then don't take it personally. I'm also shocked
are they playful
at how
with it?
safe I feel here. It isn't something that I really thought much about before I left the US, but now that I'm here, like I really just feel so safe. Like not only are there no wild animals out to get you, but you don't have to worry about guns, and even being out in parks and trails by yourself, that can be very dangerous in the US, and I would never feel comfortable hiking by myself there, but here I do. And people say, like in my neighborhood, they're like, you don't have to lock your door here, and that's definitely not the case in Florida. So that has been shocking in the best way.
She's from Florida.
All right, and we got to talk about the food, you guys, because I am still shocked at how good the food tastes here. I'd just been back in the US for a few months and was kind of just getting used to the tasteless, bland food and the kind of not ripe fruits and vegetables. And then coming here, everything just tastes so much better. I found out that the UK is among the top 10 countries in the world with the highest food quality standards. So
Hold on. Let's look at that list again real quick.
Countries.
Finland, Ireland, Norway, France, Netherlands, Japan. Oh, Japan's getting in there. Sweden, Canada, UK, and then Portugal, number 10. Wow. Awesome. Finland coming at number 1. Interesting. I mean, this is kind of stuff that we know.
In the world with the highest food quality standards. So that's definitely a good thing, but on the flip side, the food also goes bad really fast, which means it's fresher, which means it probably has less preservatives, probably less modification.
The way it should be.
I've noticed that the sell-by dates and the consume-by dates are a lot shorter than they are in the US. Fruits and vegetables go bad within a couple days, whereas in the US you can get away with shopping like once a week. And the chicken goes bad really fast, like 1 or 2 days you better cook whatever chicken or meat that you bought. And I actually read that in the UK it's not allowed to spray the chicken with chlorine, which is allegedly an acceptable practice in the US. So that
I think I just heard something about this. My sister-in-law was talking about that. I think they're getting rid of it though. I think they're going to stop doing that. Our entire food system is being completely overhauled. They've redone our entire food pyramid. They're putting in a ton of new restrictions. So some changes are being made, but the chicken is still white. I think the chicken is supposed to be more like a yellow color. And we've seen that, I think, down in like Portugal. We've done some of the supermarket tours and I was watching the video and I was like, the chicken is yellow. I vividly remember that. And maybe it was Spain or Portugal. It was farther down south. So yeah, she's hitting the nail on the head.
Might have something to do with it. The first day I bought chicken and I didn't cook it for 2 days and it was already starting to look off. I also read
Huh.
that they treat their animals a lot better here with more compassion compared to the factory farming in the US. So that is a really good thing. And I've also noticed that even though the Brits liked their baked goods, that the food doesn't taste as sweet. And that could be because of the recent sugar tax. But then on the other hand, which is weird, I've noticed a lot.
The soft drinks industry levy sugar tax is a levy applied to the UK produced or imported soft drinks containing added sugar. Oh, wow. Okay. In 2018, they did this. Oh, God, what was it? We had a state that tried doing this. In the state that did it, everyone would just drive over to the next state over and buy their sugary drinks that they drink and then bring them back. I was like, God.
A lot of foods have fake sugar, like artificial sweeteners in them, which is not so good. So I'm not really sure what the story is there. It's even hard to find sparkling water
I could talk
that
about
doesn't
food
have
for
artificial sweeteners and flavorings in it. So maybe they cut back on real sugar and started using fake sugar. I don't know. They also have American style pancakes in plastic wrap, which is really sacrilegious. Pancakes should be made fresh, but you can find them in the bread section and also in the refrigerated section.
No, we have these
but
too.
I have not been daring enough to try them yet. Speaking of food, another thing that really surprised me was seeing so many couples together shopping in the grocery store. You wouldn't think that that would be weird to me, but coming from the US, I think I'm just used to one person going because either one person in the relationship more takes on the role of going grocery shopping, or even if both people could go, it wouldn't be very efficient or productive for two people to go and one person can go. So I've thought that.
I don't know. I like going shopping with my wife. The biggest issue is when you got the three little ones with you. And then that's when one person will go because it's like you don't want to take a 6-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old to the store, especially the 6-year-old, just going absolutely crazy, fighting with the 9-year-old, arguing. So yeah, we try and separate it out, but we do go all shopping together sometimes. We do a Costco trip together because that way they get the little snacks, then they're good to go.
Very adorable to see couples shopping together, and it's like really good teamwork, you know?
Yeah.
They're checking out the food, they're reading the labels, checking prices, and discussing what they're going to buy together, and it's like a family affair. And for some reason that's weird to me, but if you're from England, you probably
I don't know why
think
that's weird
normal.
to you.
The recycling is also really impressive here. I've gotten so used to composting that I don't know how I'm going to go back to normal life in the US without it, or anywhere in the world for that matter. There's not that many countries that have this level of composting and recycling, but I think most of them are probably in Europe. But I have 5 different recycling bins at my house, and in the US we have 1, and like
5?
That's not actually recycled. So here in my neighborhood, they recycle around 70 to 80% of all of the trash, whereas in the US, the national average is more like 32%, and that includes a lot of trash that's not actually recycled, like trash that they burn or trash that's collected at construction sites and things like that. So I don't know, I wish that more countries would invest in greener ways to reduce waste, and it's just been really impressive here how they do things.
Well, we care a lot about the environment here in the US. Totally kidding. No, but I've read tons of articles that actually recycling causes more carbon emissions than just doing landfills, but I don't know. Who knows? It's not an argument that I want to get into.
This just seemed to make logical sense here. Maybe it's that British sensibility, but even things I noticed, like going to the airport, where in the US it's kind of a free-for-all with cars blocking each other and people trying to get out on the streets, whereas here they just have these little diagonal parking places where everyone can park and drop off people and then be on their way without blocking the road. So I don't know why in the US we haven't done anything like that. Maybe it's for security reasons, but if you've ever been to LAX or New York or Miami International, or really like any major airport, you know what I'm talking about. And I was shocked the first time I got to Manchester and I saw people just leisurely parking in front for a minute, dropping off their guests, and then being on their way with no.
I'm a little confused. I'm not understanding what she's talking about. Like, we have in every airport that I've been into in the US, we have areas that you pull up and you stop, like let people out, and then, or you can wait for someone to come up. If you wait too long, eventually a cop's going to come over, or a security guard, and tell you like, hey, you've been sitting here too long. You need to either, is someone coming or you got to go. But yeah, I'm a little confused on this one, but I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Stress. They also have a lot of common sense signage around, whether it's road signs or ads that you'll see on a bus stop or on the side of the road, or a sign that someone put on the bathroom door or something that's broken. It's kind of like, it seems like the signages here is just kind of talking to you matter of factly, or if it's something like from the NHS, from the National Health Service, it'll be just, you know, some practical information that you might want to know. And there's some way that they go about writing the signs where you just feel like it's very direct, versus in the US, everything seems like it's marketing to you. One thing that I'm definitely still getting used to is walking or biking on the left side of the road. I just feel a little disoriented all the time, and I feel like I look back and forth like 10 times before I cross the street. And even your bike brakes are on opposite sides of the bike. So I learned that really quickly.
Wow.
The back brake and the front brake are reversed, so very good to know. I'm also still working out Fahrenheit to Celsius conversions in my head. I think Fahrenheit makes sense, but my friend says it's confusing. He probably has a point.
What is it? Somebody told me you take the temperature, add 33 to it, divide it by 2. No, shit, I can't remember. I'll get it.
I guess it is more straightforward in Celsius because 0 is freezing and 32 is hot, whereas in Fahrenheit, 32 is freezing and 0 is more freezing, and 80 or 100 is hot. So you be the judge. I'm also getting used to the lack of climate control around here, which is pretty strange for someone from the US, especially Florida. Fortunately, there is heating in most buildings, but what you won't find is air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Maybe in some of the big office buildings and some of the more modern buildings, but not in most houses and not in most stores, and even small hotels or large hotels. So that's definitely taken some getting used to. Even the big department stores like Zara won't have air conditioning. So it's
really?
a bit weird.
Even Zara doesn't have air conditioning?
American like me, but I'm adapting. The scary thing is that people didn't need air conditioning here for most of history, but it seems that things are getting a lot hotter these days. So even though people are definitely enjoying the sunny and warm weather, it's a bit scary to think of like how warm it actually is in Europe these days. But what's probably shocked me the most is the price of housing here. Now, I know that London is expensive, but I didn't expect the market to be so competitive in Manchester. I've heard that it could be because a lot of people are moving out of London to Manchester in search of cheaper housing, so maybe that's putting some upward pressure on the prices. But also it seems like the UK is in a housing crisis in general.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
In most of the country, and this has to do with a lot of reasons, from a lack of building houses to general inflation, population growth, and just higher demand. But I was so surprised at how competitive it was here, even to the point that if you go to an open house, there could be 30 other people competing with you for the same property, and that's something that you would see in New York or
like
LA.
Renting?
I didn't expect that here. And the prices were really high, the market's super competitive, and it might even be that the landlords and the rental agencies don't even reply to your inquiries, which is just crazy. But I mean, Manchester is the second biggest city in the UK, so there's a lot of people here looking for housing, but that is a problem that I definitely didn't anticipate to the degree that it is here. But anyway, what shocked you the most when you came to the UK? Or
all right, good video. Let's see here. Traveling with Kristen is who it was. She's got 290k subs. Good job, Kristen. I'll have her link down to her channel below if you guys want to go check her out. Follow her. Really interesting video. A couple of them caught me a little off guard there, but some of them kind of, especially the air conditioning one. There's one thing that I think that America does that's a benefit that a lot of Europe doesn't have. It's the air conditioning thing. I love being at like a good temperature. So, all right, I'm getting out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.